Hey guys, welcome to our second episode of the Teen Talk. My name is Ruben. I'll be the host again for today. And we're going to have a really fun time just discussing a lot of important things that teens go through on a regular day-to-day basis. But before we start with that, I think it's important that we just get to know each other. So maybe we can do a really quick introduction.
I'm Nikhil.
Nikhil.
I'm Shayna.
I'm Trisha.
My name is Amar.
Nice to meet you guys. It's great to have you on board. So, what is the Teen Talk? Basically, what we want to do here is we bring teens together from across different platforms, different backgrounds, and what we want to do is just talk about a lot of topics that are applicable and relevant to teens, and just discuss things in an open platform, because it's not us that it may touch, but there are many other teens out there who it may impact and affect. So today's topic, what we will be talking about, is if you could make one rule for the whole wide world and everyone had to follow it, what would it be and why? So you don't have to answer that right now. We'll kind of get into that a little bit more, but that is the topic for our discussion today. So before we get into anything else, let's just get an understanding of the gist of the room. How many of you guys consider yourselves to be extroverts and how many of you guys consider yourselves to be introverts?
It depends on the situation.
Okay.
Person.
So you could be either.
Yeah, I can be.
You could be either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can be an extrovert in certain situations, but I think it depends on the friend group that I am with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it depends on the situations.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
I think all of us.
I'm probably in the middle, like a solid 5 on 10. Solid
Okay.
5.
Yeah.
It depends on the people who are
That's the
standing
You're
in front of
with.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if someone asked you, are you an extrovert or an introvert?
I'd be an extrovert.
You say
Extrovert.
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 No, it's a really, I think it's cool in its own way to be either. So it's good to know. I was just trying to get the gist of the group we're with right now. But good to know that. Have you guys ever in your lives been a part of a team in any way? Like it could be a sports team, it could be a cultural team, it could be a society, it could be a debate society, it could be anything. Have you guys been part of teams?
Yeah.
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 Like what kinds of teams have you guys, been a part
Like
of?
sports, and for me, like the school music team and all.
Yeah, same. I think I was more to the sports and working along with a lot of people during projects,
Yeah.
assignments,
Oh yeah,
everything.
projects.
Two projects.
College plays.
College plays.
Rap walks.
Yeah. Ramp walks.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Theatre troops and the music team,
Nice.
dance team.
Dance too. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I think we all know how it is to be a part of a team. But what kind of person do we see ourselves as when we're in teams? Are you the kind of go-getter that says, I have an agenda and I want to lead it for the team? Or are you someone who says, okay, I think it's more important to take into account what everybody wants and probably be a team player in that aspect? Not that either one is right or wrong, but that it's just two very different ways to approach it. Like for example, me, if it's something that's in my forte, in my strength, for example, football, I inherently want to be the leader. I inherently want to take that charge. Where if it's something else like an instrument or something that I'm not very sure about, like the keyboard or something like that, I would let someone else take the lead and I would just follow along. Like how do you guys?
I think especially me, if I feel like I can handle a situation, I want to take lead.
Yeah.
But I sometimes may go a little too overboard with it. People get annoyed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like leading.
Yeah.
And I do like listening to other people's ideas, because I feel like everyone has a lot of ideas that they want to share.
Mhm.
So I feel like it's nice to listen to ideas, but sometimes I get overboard. Yeah.
Same. If I know I'm strong in that field,
You'd
I
want
take
to.
over.
Yeah.
Take over. I start leading the entire team. But if I know I'm not confident in certain things,
Yeah, that makes sense actually.
Yeah.
If it's your field,
Yeah.
you're good at it, then.
If I know I'm not really good at it, I just won't take part.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, not my deal.
Yeah.
If I can really fix some things, I'll better take the charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than being just a team member.
And is there any time that you have been the leader of a group, for example, and you faced difficulty where someone kind of didn't align with the way you felt about something? Did you ever face that? All the time, right?
Yeah, I feel like even during sports, someone feels like they're good enough and they want to be in that position.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just feel like someone else is more approachable for that situation, or they're more apt for that situation.
Sure.
So you want to put them in, but they feel like, okay, no, I'm good. Maybe you should give me a try.
Yeah.
So that's there. So
Like for me in music, sometimes if a person can't sing properly, it's so awkward to tell them.
I know, right?
But you need to, so
Yeah.
something like that.
I am the head of my poetry club.
Okay.
So sometimes I need to correct people's grammar things, and
Yeah.
it's quite awkward to tell them their mistakes because they may misunderstand things.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it's really, it's sad, but I have to tell the truth.
Yeah, yeah. I totally vibe with that. Yeah, and has it, the other end of the spectrum, has it been some time where you've been a part of a team and you're not so confident about the topic or something that's going on or whatever the team is doing, but at the same time you don't 100% agree or align with everything that the team is doing? Like, do you find yourselves being someone that sticks out and voices it and says, hey, what's up, like this is not what we aligned on? Or are you someone who says, okay, no, everybody's doing it and it's for the good of the team, maybe I should just go along? Like, which side would you?
I think like initially I try to like give them an idea. Like if I don't agree with what they say, I like try to like point it out and be like, hey, maybe you could try it a different way.
Yeah.
But like if they're gonna stick to what they were initially gonna do, I'm like, okay, let's just go with the flow.
Yeah, same. Like if I'll maybe voice it, suggest it, but if they don't want to take it, then if it's a whole team thing, then I don't want to
Yeah,
stick
if
out.
everyone like wants the same
Yeah,
thing, I'm like,
go
okay,
with
yeah, where am I?
Yeah.
For me, it depends upon the person, but like what type of person he is. He's a,
Exactly.
most of the leaders are, short-tempered. They're already going to a
Stressed,
lot.
yeah.
If I go and point out the mistake, they're gonna burst on me. So I just keep quiet.
It does depend. If it's like someone who's really approachable, then you can definitely
Yeah,
go after them.
exactly.
Versus if it's like a hothead, then you want to stay away. Yeah, totally get that. But like, what are the kinds of teams that you could see yourselves leading? Like, in what fortes or what aspects? Like for me, like I said, it would be football.
Anything related to sports.
Sports, anything related
Anything
to sports.
physical.
Anything physical.
Anything physical.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that.
I think like I really get into like decor stuff in some way. Like I really like if I'm like decorating something and like I'm like telling someone like you gotta do something like this. Like I wanted to look one way and like if they get in the way, I'm like okay no, it needs to look like this.
Yeah, but I do that though.
Yeah.
But I'm like a little bit of the short temper, like he said. A little bit.
So, just like on the same lines as we were talking before, like what kinds of groups do you see yourselves being leaders in? Like,
I am the leader of the poetry club in my college.
okay, that's like your strength.
Yeah, it's
You
my
got it.
strength.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have to reject people's, if they're grammatical mistakes, I have to reject them totally.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit hard to reject people and show them
Especially if they're your
mistakes.
friends or something.
Exactly. Like they may hold up a grudge or they
Yeah.
may feel bad.
Yeah.
But that's the truth. I have to tell it to them.
Yeah.
Similarly for music, like I said, like if a person sings bad, what can you do? And like for group projects and all, like when you get put into groups and you have some of the people that don't work in your group, it's
Then you're just-
Exactly, that's so
It's hard
irritating.
because you're just carrying the group
Yeah.
through.
But sometimes like I just feel like I just want to do like the thing by myself. I'm like, you know what? I don't want any of y'all in my group. I do it alone. Like just let me do it. I'll get like my marks.
Yeah.
And like obviously
Yeah.
it's group
We
work.
have to record a proper video and the senior citizen come and join us.
What can you do?
Can't tell
You
anything to them.
anything.
Can't tell them. They make me, we want to go dance.
Yeah, you really can't say anything there. I don't know how you would handle that. Like, if you don't
Reshoot
know
it
the
again.
steps, yeah, you have to reshoot it definitely. Yeah. What else can you do? Coming to our actual topic, this was all a warm up. If you guys did or had the power or had the opportunity to actually make one rule, it could be really like, I know that I would try and say something related to food. That's just me. But like, what do you guys think if you had the opportunity to make one rule? What would you guys make?
There must be like all the subjects inside the college or extracurricular activities. Like it shouldn't be like the world is like the commerce and science is just two things, arts.
That's
but
a
there's
very good
no subjects such as acting or painting. There's no career for them. So I just suggested they must add it up and it must also take it to the career thing.
Yeah.
Acting. They must give them opportunities basically.
Yeah, I think that's so right, especially in India where we just have like 2 or 3 different systems, and if you can't fit into those 2 or 3
Yeah.
systems, you're just considered like not
Failed.
up to the mark.
Yeah.
Versus having like these kind of opportunities from the grassroots level and taking it up and being like, if you compare it with the US, sports
Yeah,
in the US,
exactly.
if you play for your college team, you can make it to the
Yeah.
major leagues,
Yeah.
right? So I totally agree with that.
So
That would
something
be-
to like what he added about like your interests and talents and stuff. I think like especially like the Indian system of education.
Yeah.
We're like so focused on just academics. Like
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So I feel like I think after you finish your 10th or maybe even like your 12th,
Yeah.
they should like give you like a 1-year gap Like maybe just like figure out your interests on your own. Like
Yeah.
figure out like if you like painting, like like figure out like what do you want to do. Like I think like everyone's just all your parents, everyone's like no,
Next.
just study what's
Next.
next.
Yeah,
exactly.
Engineering, doctors,
Yeah.
everything, right? So like you're just so forced into the academic line again.
Yeah.
Like there should be like this 1 year
Yeah,
break.
yeah.
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 think
I
that's
would
really
like to add agriculture into the syllabus.
Oh, that's a niche one, but a really cool one. Why agriculture?
See, because science, maths, everything, people study, they do their own work and go, but agriculture is very important.
Yeah.
We're all living because of that.
Very true, very true. And yeah, I think that's it.
Engineers, if you're not engineers, it's okay, but we need food to
Okay,
eat.
but I have to ask you this.
Yeah.
Are you really telling me that if you had one rule you could ever make?
One of the rules,
One of the rules.
yeah.
Which is cool. It's like I feel like don't get on the track by the fact that he brought up education. All our rules have to be about education.
Yeah.
Like it could be
Maybe add
anything.
this to the-
You could say free M&Ms
Yeah.
for the whole world. You could say free Skittles.
That's
Like, I would do like free Snickers or something like that. That would be my.
that sounds nice, but if you have like such an opportunity to make such a rule,
That's really
obviously
cool.
going to go for like the bigger
More
part.
impact.
Mine
Yeah.
is
But I don't think the idea of free thing works here because we're all humans. If you get anything for free, nobody will do
I
anything.
think like
But
free is very free.
Nobody will value anything.
But the certain age till 18 years, everything is free for you. All the McDs or anything is free for you till you get 18 years. After that, you may pay for it.
We're humans, so our thinking capacity, we don't just eat, we pack it and we
Yeah,
eat it.
exactly.
It's 2 days.
That's Indian mentality. We pack extra and take.
Take it home.
Yeah, my sister wants to eat.
I have fridge at home, I save this for next week.
Next week's lunch done. Mine was also sort of related to college, but nothing related to like the studies and all.
Yeah.
It's kind of silly, but I feel they should have like it should be a rule that dogs are allowed to come to college.
Yeah, I think like some colleges abroad allow you to do that actually.
Not
I've
in
seen-
India.
No, obviously not in
Educated dogs
India.
along with you.
Like, where's that coming from?
I love dogs.
So you just think that it would be nicer?
It was awesome.
It would be a cool
I
concept.
mean, like
think.
you have a lot of like therapy dogs and stuff who help you with anxiety and stuff. So I think like for students especially, that
Yeah.
would
But it
actually help
would
a lot.
also be a problem if they're like uncontrollable and they start barking. It would
So
disturb the whole class.
Yeah, so according to that, right, everyone's just like, I'm not going to bring my dog who's not well behaved.
Right.
I can't do that.
They feel
Like, eat up my
embarrassed.
homework.
Just that's really we had all ends of the spectrum. We had education, we had food, we had dogs, agriculture. Agriculture. How can we get agriculture, guys? Come on. Cool. That was all ends of the spectrum there, right? We just spoke about literally everything from agriculture to like the education system to dogs. We just had everything there. Guys, take a step back, right? Take a step back and think about this. You actually have a real big power with you. Like, this is something that's like a once in a lifetime opportunity, and you're getting one rule which probably you could impact the whole world with. Yeah. So, what do you think from the scale of like your answers right now are more on your bubbles and your lives right now, which would impact your lives heavily? But what about the world as a whole? Like, what would you guys think?
I would suggest that the cops should be given more power than the politicians.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And-
India is
Yeah.
I don't believe.
You counter that, yeah.
I think like cops would like probably like take over or something.
I know they already so much they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And politicians should be like before they become they're assigned to a post, they should be given for an exam or something like that. Okay, there are many uneducated politicians, not everyone, but
Yeah.
some of them.
To kind of bring up benchmark
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Okay.
Qualified politicians.
Yeah, qualified
Yeah.
politicians.
That
So
would be
you're
interesting.
saying that this is one rule that I can just make and I don't have to like worry about the consequences and whether it's actually practical or whether it works or not.
I mean, it's open to your own interpretation, but what we want to get at is something that would impact the whole world, kind of on that frontier.
Okay.
So think about.
I think like now we're facing like so many like environmental issues, and I think like
That's a good one.
the trees are obviously like going down and down.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'd be like so much like better for us, not only for us, like everyone.
Yeah.
Like if we all could like grow trees like every year, like 10 trees or something, like
Yeah.
anywhere, like should be given a plot of land maybe,
Yeah.
where like everyone, the community can come and like grow these trees and look after them. I think that'd be in one way like not only helping the environment, like I feel like everyone's like the air
Yeah.
and
So
we don't
just-
have that much ground anymore. Like
Yeah.
you see like everywhere you see buildings, like you
The
just
way
want to
things
like
are
run
going.
between trees. Like I want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I feel is
Yeah.
our development is something which is pulling us back.
How's that?
Because we have more vehicles to travel to different places.
Yeah.
We inhale all the smokes and different things. Then we have hospitals to go there.
Yeah.
So it's just a circle.
It's a circle and it's
Instead
just
of all
picking up
that,
in
we can
speed.
instead of developing in the wrong way, we can just stay where we are, have a simple life.
Important question on that aspect. Do you guys think coronavirus has had an impact on that? Like, I definitely feel it's slowed down
Crazy.
so many things. It's
100%.
given us a step back.
I think like COVID has gotten like it's just make you feel like a community now. Like the community sticks to where they are.
Right?
Like yeah, no one goes out of their community now.
Yeah.
They're just like I'm safe in my community, which is not a red zone. That's
It's
it.
changed a lot.
Even
yeah,
the hospitals also.
Yeah.
They treat only COVID very important. Others
Yeah,
will just come down. No other problem. Before any
Malaria.
problem was
I think
heart attack, it's
really-
okay. COVID.
I think like one really cool idea I think is
Yeah.
like imagine we work like a community like it was like community wise like you had supermarkets in these communities and you're not allowed to like leave the community.
Okay.
That's the
So you're very
right.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, imagine if you could. Again, it's not practical at all.
Yeah.
But imagine if you could like travel for free, like go where.
Yeah, like imagine like just in
I
your
would
community
just-
you have everything there, your job, like your grocery stores, just a
That
small
would be so
community.
convenient.
Like a small village, right?
Yeah,
like but just
sure.
like an uptown like village.
But this idea is absolutely awesome. You can go anywhere you want.
Literally go anywhere you want.
and plus like your
Transport
idea will like
system
help
will
my idea. We travel
Half the economy will fall down.
The economy will
I'm not
fall,
thinking that.
but
That's not my job. That's not my job.
yeah.
But this idea is seriously
Just to add to what Trisha said, to accommodate, I would like to accommodate people with special needs into our community.
Yeah.
And give them work which they can do. For example, they're just left at home. You can like bring them inside, make them do what they can do, vocational activities or
Yeah.
be it agriculture. Again, you can make them do agriculture.
It was tough on the agriculture to that time.
Not for a discussion.
I just want to make India a better country. That's all. Development is something.
I totally agree. For me, I guess something that if I could like if I had a rule, and this is just because I'm very sports oriented, and it's a big issue for us right now, is just racial equality, because you just see like everybody standing up right now for the blacks and the discrimination that's going on there. So. And for me, I also feel it because growing up in the US, I also kind of faced that. It wasn't like really big, but I did face that at times. So if I could make a rule, it would be that everybody was the same color.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that sounds like Miss India types, but like it's a very like prevalent thing, and it does matter a lot. So
Miss Universe 2020 goes to.
Cool. I think that's more or less what we did want to discuss. I think one question to wrap it up, and this is like maybe a bit off topic, but I did want to hear about your takes on it. Is making mistakes. Like, what are your thoughts on making mistakes? Like, when you make mistakes,
That's absolutely
is it a
fine.
normal thing? Or do you beat yourself up? Are you okay with other people making those mistakes? Like, how it's really open-ended, a little bit vague, but kind of wanted to hear. Yeah.
I just want to say about small experience.
Yeah.
So there was this Kannada play which I was performing, and I had worked so much on this.
Yeah.
And on the stage, I just messed up.
You blanked
Oh,
it.
right.
I just messed up the dialogues.
Oh my god.
But I knew I
You know
had so
Kannada,
much.
right? Otherwise, I mean, you're gonna make.
So, but I know that I have given my best, but it happened. Mistake happens.
Yeah.
It's part of learning. You can't do anything.
I think like everything that I like to do, like even if I'm making like some crafty items, I always end up messing up. Like I don't glue the bottle properly or something, and all like the liquid comes out. I don't know. I always mess up, and like I'll beat myself up for it like a few days, and then later I'm like, oh, it's just whatever. Like,
Including your cake.
everything, okay, like everything. My cupcakes get burned. I don't know. It's basically like everything. I make some mistake. But, like
You
just
learn.
don't- Yeah, you just
Learning
don't
from
beat
the
yourself
mistakes.
up. I mean, I don't learn so much also. It happens more
We
than
should not learn
once.
so much.
But eventually, I just like, okay, you just gotta stop beating yourself up. Keep trying.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Even I learned from my mistakes. I have been giving my auditions for this acting thing from a year, I guess.
Yeah.
And I've always been rejected for my mistakes in my dialogue delivery and everything like that.
We're in it
But-
together.
But I managed to figure it out.
In the
and-
end.
Yeah. now I have learned from mistakes, and I think it's a part of success.
That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I think if you don't make mistakes, it's kind of boring.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like if you're so perfect all the time.
Mr.
Yeah.
Paul.
And the important thing is accepting that you made a mistake.
That's such a
Yeah,
huge thing. I mean,
I don't
It's
accept
so
what I
difficult,
added.
Nobody
I
accepts
added
that.
all the ingredients, they're all the same, everything. I set
The
the oven at the right
measurements is our
temperature.
problem.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not
do you watch
something.
Friends?
I mean, yeah, I
Have you
mean,
seen that Rachel's cake that she makes?
yeah. Yeah, and you know,
Meat and everything.
yeah, everything. And plus, like, even if he's like sees like everywhere, like everyone makes some mistake at some point in their life. They're
Yeah.
always like paying for it somehow.
Yeah.
Like obviously, we just don't want to learn from it. We're just like, no, you're kind of right. That was me.
Cool. This is so cool. This is so great. Getting just like different perspectives. We had so many different opinions. That's my alarm. We had so many different opinions and different points of view. I think it was a great discussion, and thank you so much for coming. It's great to have you guys on the show.
Subscribe to our channel.
Don't forget to hit the bell icon.